I am Thorah. Explained. So, I have realized that I am Thor. Well, the thing is, I'm God, and there is no other God besides me. There's one God. The fact is, though, I have a lot of names. And the problem with that is that words have power. Words manifest. I said to people, do not take my name in vain. Okay, do not take my name in vain. You will have no other gods before me. Before me. You understand? Look, people have accents, right? Some people would say Thor. Some people would say four. Yeah. Four. I'm four. Okay, so look, I want to explain a bit. So I grew up. Let's talk about, I grew up. I was born in 1987. I grew up, I was born in Scotland, right after the Great Storm of 1987. My birth certificate, my name is Grant Salvin. My dad, who I barely know, he still lives in Aberdeen. His name's Charlie. Charles. I was born on the 14th of November, which is the same day that King Charles III is born. 14th of November, okay? I'm quite a hairy guy, I'm quite a hairy guy. I'm not Harry. I'm not Henry. I'm Harry. Hope you like my name. I'm trying to. I'm just doing this for a joke, really. But anyway, yeah. Will I am. I am. Well, what's will mean? Willpower. If you want to quit smoking, people say you need to have willpower. Yeah. Anyway, look. Let's go to the point. I went to a school called Charterhouse. Well, actually, let's start. I grew up in West-super-Mare, and when I was about 6, I moved to London, southeast London, to a place called Sutton. And it was, the address was Prince Charles Way, Royal Walk. And I went there. And I used to have a Pakistani family that lived in the house next door. Okay. And I used to play with the kids. There was the mother. Her name was Mubarka. And she had a daughter who was the eldest of the children, and her name was Sonia. And she had a little brother called Rahil, and they had a little baby. The family had a little baby, little toddler called Sumra, and I used to go around there. I used to play with them a lot. Yeah, so, and it's interesting because where I lived, I used to live next to a big park. Well, there's a big park just across the road from where I lived in, and there was, you could see in the distance there were there was I'm trying to think where it was. I think, was it Purley? Is it Purley or is it Putney? Is it Putney or is it Purley? I can never remember. But there was an IKEA, a big IKEA in, I think, Purley, a place called Purley. And they used to have these two huge towers that were in their car park. And actually, I had two friends at school. I went to a school called Homefield in Sutton. And I had a friend called Sean, and I had a friend called Raoul. Sean's dad, he died of brain tumours. He's a taxi driver. So he died. And, we're about like 10, 11, 12 years old, and it's quite, a bit of a shocking thing to happen, really. But anyway, his dad died. And then Raoul's dad died. He died of a heart attack. He was in the car park of IKEA. He carried some stuff back to his car. He got in his car, and then he had a heart attack, and he died. And no one helped him because no one knew he was having a heart attack. But there was these two massive towers that were in the IKEA car park that you could see from miles away. And I used to be able to see it because they're huge towers. I don't know, they're like old industrial towers that were kept there. They were never taken down. They've been there for like, I don't know, 100 years or something. I don't know. They're really old. Anyway, there was one day they took them down. And there was, it was on the news, I think. It's like, yeah, we're taking the two towers down. And then I went to, yeah, I mean, you might find, if you search for it on the internet, hang on a second, let me have a quick look. Okay, well, I've had a look. I thought these chimneys, these giant chimneys that were in the IKEA parking lot, the car park, I thought they were taken down. But it looks like they're not. It looks like, it says here, I've got an article here. So it says here, if you mention the Purley Way or Purley to anyone out of Croydon, you're likely to get the same response, the home of IKEA. And there's these giant chimneys. They're from like Victorian power stations. And you can see them from miles and miles away. People use them as a driving, when people are driving around the area, they use them as a reference point. So because they're really tall. They stick out. Anyway, I had a friend back then. His dad died in that car park. And so after that, I went to boarding school. I went to a place called Charterhouse. I went there in September 2001. Okay? Okay, Charterhouse. You know what a charter flight is, okay? Traders, yeah, they use charts, okay? And so what happened on September 11th? You had the World Trade Center, okay? So, it's like, trading, what do traders use? They use charts, okay? Charterhouse. I went to Charterhouse, September 11th, that happened. Why does all this shit happen? It's because I'm God, and the world is... You see, what it is that the evil demons are conspiring to fool the world, and the world is listening to evil, and the evil spies on me and feeds, basically the evil demons demons are constantly manipulating the world and influencing people. And those people reflect me through their actions, their words, the things they wear, the things they say, the things they do. They're constantly being influenced by evil demons, and there's a magic battle. Because the thing is, if people are mirroring me, then what they're doing is they're stealing my light. You know, imagine that you saw someone in a film and they spoke like you, they had the same interests as you, they even kind of look like you, they almost sound like you, but their name's different. You would think, that's kind of weird. That's kind of strange. Well, imagine if that was happening with lots and lots and lots and lots of people, and you begin to realize how magic works and the power of words. And this is what my situation is. I see how the entire world is mimicking me or reflecting me. People reflect me in different ways. When I'm talking about reflection, I'm not talking about the kind of reflection you would see in a mirror, like a physical glass mirror. I'm talking about, well, this is the thing. Magic, once you understand how magic works, so magic can work through alchemy, like objects, physical objects, words. Words have power. Words have meaning. Words have power. And, the Gospel of John, right? What does it say about? It talks about the Word. The Word is God. The Word was God. The Word was with God. Yeah? This is talking about, it's revealing the fact that words are magic and God is the Word. I'm the Word. I'm God. All right? Think about it, right? The sword of truth. Yeah? The Word. If you had a lisp, you would say Thord. Wouldn't you? You'd say Thord. So that would be THWORD. Thord. Or the Word. Yeah? Do you understand how that's really strange? Do you not understand how this kind of evidence is everywhere? You can see it everywhere. Look. I know people don't. The thing is, terrible things are happening. People are rioting. People are being murdered. People are being stabbed. People are being raped. People are being robbed. People's lives are falling apart. It's because I'm being ignored. I am the serpent on the pole. You either look at me, you either pay attention to me, or the snakes come after you and they bite you, they poison you, and you die. Yeah? So, make your choice. Excuse me. Look, I went to a school called Charterhouse, okay? And there was a film that came out called The Hole, and it came out in 2001. The book is about, and what I'm going to do, there's some videos I'm going to post into my Facebook page, okay, and my X page. My X, is in Twitter page, under my name, my birth name, which is Grant Salvin, Salvin. So I'm going to post them there, in case you want to have a look. The film is based on a book. The book was written by a boy who went to Charterhouse. Now, I think he actually wrote it when he was at Charterhouse, which means he would have written it when he was quite young. But anyway, he wrote it, and it was about, he set the story within the school grounds. And the film was made based on his book, and it came out the year I went to the school in 2001. I started there in September 2001. I went to the, that was from September, 2001. Now the film came out, that's when it came out. Okay? And it's about these kids who are at a school, boarding school, okay? If you watch the film, it's based on the book. And they're at a school that looks like my school. I don't know if they actually called it Charterhouse in the film. This is also about the same time, J.K. Rowling was writing the books about Harry Potter. Yeah, and he goes to Hogwarts. I never read the Harry Potter shit. I was never interested in all that crap. Okay? It was never my thing. I was a bit too old. I mean, I used to watch like horror films. I was watching horror films from the age of like 6 years old. You know what I mean? I watched Terminator 2 Judgment Day when I was 5. I used to watch Aliens and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, James Cameron's Aliens. You know what I mean? Like, I was watching all kinds of crazy shit when I was a kid. My mum, she'd just let me watch anything. Unless it had, like, hardcore shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. You know what I mean? I could basically just watch whatever I wanted when I was a kid. My grandmother used to take me to Woolworths after school, and I'd be like, oh, look. And, I'd get Halloween 1 and Halloween 2. I'd rent out films like Basket Case and shit like that. Anyway, I watched the Blair Witch Project before I went to Charterhouse, actually. Yeah, I watched that. That was creepy. I watched it. Yeah. Anyway, well, it was for me when I was a little kid. I was like 12 years old, 13 maybe. Anyway, so the film, The Hole, is based at Charterhouse. And there's a woman in it. There's an actress called Thorah Birch. And I just looked at it. So I searched to see if I could find the full movie on YouTube. And I found one which is in English, but it has like, I don't know. Anyway, and there's another one which I think is in Spanish. Maybe it's Portuguese. And I noticed the title is O Barraco. O Barraco. So it's spelled O, which means the. I mean, O is a hole. Do you know what I mean? So the hole. O. And then Barraco. Spelled Buraco. Well, if you know anything about the scriptures, what does it say? So if you go to, when Barack Obama became president, people were trying to claim that he was Lucifer or Satan, based on the fact his name is Barack. Because in the, so where is it? Luke 10:18. So the Gospel of Luke 10:18 says, and he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning falling from the heavens. Okay, and the word in I think is it Hebrew or is it Greek? So it says, so in Hebrew, Jesus said that he saw Satan falling as lightning from the heights or from the heavens. So what are the words for lightning and heights or heavens in Hebrew? Well, it's saying here, so in Hebrew, it's Borak or Barak. Okay, Borak. So this is the thing. The hole in, I guess, Spanish or Hebrew is O Barraco. O Barraco. Which is, is supposed to mean the hole. But you could also translate it as O lightning. So the film's a very interesting film because it's set at the school I went to, the year I went there. Okay. And you know, I was the son of a woman called Thee. So when magic's been done against me, females attack me. Okay? Because I am, in a sense, female. Because I was born from a woman called Thee. And I'm male. Yeah, not the kind of mail you pick up off the floor when it comes through the letterbox. No. We're not talking about that. Okay. Words have power. You know, in this country we have royal mail. Yeah, that's witchcraft. That's what it is. It's being used to hide me. Because everyone in this country gets letters going through their door with a stamp that says Royal Mail. You see how that works? Everyone is having God labels put on them. So when God is here, everyone's like, "You're not God. You're not God. We tied you, we bound you with ropes and shit. You're not God. We're God now." Anyway, look, the film, The Whole, is a perfect example of what I'm saying. Because the girl called Thorah Birch, she's the only survivor. What happens is there's boys and there's girls, and there's Keira Knightley. There's who plays a girl, she's a woman, right? You have Thorah Birch, and then there's a couple of guys, and one of the guys, I think he's called James, and I had a friend called James. The house I was in, I went to a house called Pageites, and there were 3 James. Actually, no, how many Jameses were there? There was James Richards. There was a guy called James Nicholas, who we all called him Jammy. So Jammy Nicholas, and then there was Jamie Short. Yeah, you know, you always used to have a big poster of Top Gun in his. He was a big fan of Top Gun. And James Richards was the son of a singer called Nick Richards, who was in a band called Boys Don't Cry. You know, they had a song called I Wanna Be a Cowboy. Yeah. Which is interesting because my mom, Fiona, was a Taurian, okay? A bull. A Taur, you know, this is the thing, right? There's a battle between me, God, and the evil demons who were working with my dead mother. Okay? She was trying to destroy me. I explained this to people. I explained it to my family, how crazy my life was. When I was a teenager, my mom was giving me drugs, you know. She was giving me ecstasy, ketamine, speed, coke, weed. What else? You know what I mean? Like, booze. Yeah, don't forget all the booze. Yeah, let's not forget about that. Cigarettes. I mean, to be fair, I started smoking when I was at boarding school. And then I started smoking weed, and then I started drinking. That sort of happened at about the same time when I started going to friends' houses and partying. I used to go to a guy called James Richard. I went to his house. We used to drink, right? And smoke. And then my mum gave me my first ecstasy. She was like, "Here you go, have one." And I did, you know. And she had a huge a ketamine problem. Now, a nickname for that drug, ketamine, is Katie. Okay, you notice that Katie Price has been arrested. Yeah. See, I have a strong connection with Katie Price in terms of magic, not in terms of I have a relationship with her. I don't. But, obviously there's a strong connection between me and her. I'm God. Yeah. I am the mind that everyone is wanting. I'm the source of light. Okay? I am the light that nobody recognizes because everybody's evil. Okay? They're too busy thinking they are the light and they think that I am the darkness, which is bullshit. So the fact is, I used to snort a lot of Katie. Okay? That's the nickname, when you don't go around saying, oh yeah, I'm going to go buy some ketamine. You would say, oh, what, have you got any Katie? Because that's, if you say Katie, people are going to be like, oh, who's Katie? You understand how that works? So, I went through tons and tons, and my mum did, My mum once had a friend of hers called Dog Biscuit. Yeah, her name was Dog Biscuit. Strange name, huh? Yeah, well, it's obviously her nickname. Anyway, she delivered a bottle one day. I'm like, what's this? She delivered to the house. It was 60 grams in a bowl of liquid, Stick it in the oven. Well, stick it in a Pyrex dish, Give it some heat, let it cook, Then you just, scrape it. Yeah. I told my family about it. I told, I was going through, my life was a total mess when I was a teenager. I explained it to my aunt on holiday when I was in Italy with her. Yeah. I said, my mum's got a huge problem. I'm suffering, I need help, And she's like, oh, but your mother's fine. She's a great person. She loves you. She's never done anything bad in her life ever. Grant, you're just a little bastard. You need to just be quiet. You can't say shit, Grant. That's from a woman who's a doctor and a lawyer. And she's supposed to be, some sort of loving mother. Couldn't give a shit about me, obviously. Never did. Yeah, because she's evil as well. She's the one, she's intoxicated. She is intoxicated by evil influence. She needs power. That's what she wants. That's what they all want. Everyone who gets close to me. Everybody. Whether it's, people who work with me, acquaintances, people who call me their friends, girlfriends, they all do the exact same fucking thing. Steal the light, steal the light, steal the light, steal the light, steal the light. Yeah, well, look, that's going to end extremely badly. Don't you think? You don't think. That's the thing. You're being influenced by demons. I'm God. I'm the serpent on the pole. You either love me, you either watch me, you either look at me, or you know what happens. The snakes come after you, and you perish. All I have to do is be the snake on the pole. Okay? It's interesting because, people have this idea of, what Satan is and what Lucifer is and what God is and who Jesus is. You know the bit about the double-edged sword. Okay, so the double-edged sword. Look, language can be interpreted so many different ways. Okay? People talk about freedom of speech. Yeah? We want our freedom of speech. What the fuck does that mean? Does that mean if you are free, you are speech? you notice how the word freedom comes before of speech? So if you're free, yeah, in terms of magic, what you're doing is you're swallowing up. In terms of magic, you're swallowing of speech. Do you understand? It's like this. It says umbrella corporation. So if you have an umbrella, does that mean you're a corporation? Does it? Resident Evil Thor. Yeah. Leon Kennedy. Yeah, remember Leon Kennedy? Yeah, Leon is the opposite of Noel, isn't it? Yeah. You know, God said that I am the only God. Own or only, Leon, only. You know that bitch Aaliyah who died? You know, God's supposed. So people go, what's God's name? They say, Yahweh. But then you have a bitch come along and she's like, my name's Aaliyah. So Ali comes before Yah. Okay? So you're now saying that Ali is Yah. Why does God choose not to reveal everything about himself? Why does God choose not to say, hey, this is my name? Because what would happen is every piece of shit would claim that name for themselves. They'd be like, oh, I'll take that name. Oh, I wanted that name as well. Yeah, you know, why don't we, you think how many people are called Faith or Grace or Sky? You think how many people are called Noah or Michael or, Matthew or Mark or John or Luke or, you think about all the names in the Bible and you think how many people have claimed names for themselves. Like, oh yeah, I'll take that name. Oh yeah, we'll want that name. Yeah, Captain Kirk. Church Kirk. Yeah. This is the thing. Words have power. And so people do these things. They want to take the words of power. That's the thing. Man's best friend is dog. Dog is the opposite of God. Yeah. And so what's happened is that this is a magic battle. Because, this is the front of God, okay? This is God, yeah? This, in terms of magic, this is God, okay? God. But if I turn around, so you're looking at my back, in terms of magic, what you're looking at is dog. Because it's the other way around. Now, most people wouldn't understand that. They're like, understand. I've spoken about that many times. It's like, okay, why is it that, so it talks about Lucifer. It talks about, obviously different part of the scriptures. You've got, Lucifer, basically, what Jesus says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against, but we're against the rulers of the high places. So I'm living in the age where everyone wants to smoke weed and get high, right? And nobody wants to understand me. Okay? So this is the thing, right? I am the truth. I know the truth. And because I understand more than anybody else, I have gone down and down and down and down, while everyone they're overstanding me. Everyone, in terms of, we're talking about magic, the power of words. Okay? Now, I could get in a plane, I could walk up, I could climb a mountain, I could get in an airplane, you know what I mean? I could be physically higher than other people. But that's the thing. I haven't been in an airplane for years. And then also you have sea level, don't you? Yeah, you have above sea level and you have below sea level. You know where the Dead Sea is? You know, it's below the sea level. You know, what does it mean to sea level? Yeah? You get it? You understand? Or do you overstand? Yeah? Wow. I've spent years learning this stuff. People wouldn't believe it because they just think it sounds ridiculous. It's true. It is true. Anyway, I have to learn all this stuff in order to fix the problem. As I understand more, the closer I get to breaking all the curses that people have tried to put on me. I break the spells by understanding how they work and how I can counteract it and how I can break it, how I can stop it from working. And that's what I do every day. Soon I go to bed, I think about it. I wake up, I think about it. I get out of bed. I come downstairs. I do it all day long. Every day. Year after year after year after year. Okay? I am Thorah. For Thor. Yeah? Or maybe it's sore. Because maybe someone had a lisp and they went Thor. I'm Thorry. Anyway, I went to Jar House, and there was this film called The Hole, or you may call it O Barako. O Barako. Okay? And Thorah. Okay? So that's, obviously you have the god Thor, and then there was the god Ra. Yeah? Ra, the god of the sun in Egyptian mythology. And then you have Thor, who's the god of storms, thunder. Some would say the sun. He was a god of, I haven't, but there's, that's who I am. There's only one God. The fact is that you could have 1,000 different names for different gods and you could say that they do different things. Ultimately, there's only one God. There's me. So all those names. The fact is this world, the problem is that everyone wants to be God. Nobody wants to, the vast majority of people, that's all they do. Unlike the light and all the moths, they're like, yeah, we want the light. We want to get to that light. And people die because they get burned, That's the thing. But essentially, it's a strange. Obviously you have the analogy of the moths and the light. And then you also have the story of the serpent on the bowl, which is me. Okay? I called my channel I Am God Apophis, which is the Greek name for the Egyptian god called Apep. I've got a bottle of Pepsi, in my fridge. Some people like to have pep talks. Oh, it's time for a pep talk. A pep talk. You have all these speakers, don't you? You have people like, Joel Osteen. And then you have, all these motivational speakers. It's a pep talk. A pep talk. People love a pep talk, don't they? Yeah, let's have some, they love the motivation. It was time for a pep talk. Yeah, it's a pep talk time. So Apep, he was the serpent of the darkness. The Egyptians didn't worship Apep. They worshipped the other god. You know, they had other names like Osiris and Horus and Ra, and you know all the and Isis and all that stuff. But you know, Apophis, Apep, was of the darkness. But you know, that's the thing. Darkness sees light as darkness. Light sees darkness as darkness. Darkness sees everything the other way around. You understand? So, and so this is the thing. The evil wants to copy me and influence others. And so everyone is looking at the evil. People want to look at the evil which copies me, which pretends to be me. You know, I was talking about the double-edged sword. The fact is that, you know, it talks about Satan and it talks about Lucifer and it talks about, the fact is there's only one God, okay? And there are those who pretend to be God. And, you know, language is a double-edged sword. You know, I can find loads of examples of it. You know, look at this. Okay, so this says umbrella corporation. So does that mean an umbrella is a corporation? So you go into a shop that sells umbrellas and you think, oh look, I'll buy myself a corporation. That doesn't make sense. But in terms of magic, that is magic. That's how magic works. You know? So if you're like a collector of umbrellas, you know what I mean? Like what type of umbrella you can, you know what I mean? That's the thing. I used to have a Pageites umbrella. It was pink and it was black. And, you know, I had that at Charterhouse. Yeah. You know, Page is not a corporation. Okay? Pageites is not a corporation. It's an umbrella. You know, well, it's a house. It was a house name at Charterhouse. Okay? I'm God. You know, I'm the sword. I'm the sword of truth. Okay? I'm the word. Anyways, I'm trying to explain it, you know. I'm trying to explain it as best as I can. Anyway, that film, The Hole, it's about these students from Charterhouse. They go into this hole. It's like a bunker. And they want to spend like the weekend in this bunker. And they bring all this booze with them and food. And, you know, they sleep in the bunker. And what happens is they can't get out. They find they're stuck in there. And so they go down there, you know, they sin, you know, they want to have sex and party. And then what happens is they can't get out. And then what happens is they all die except for one woman. And that girl, she was played by the actress called Thorah Birch. Now, I knew Thorah. I used to watch American Beauty when I was about that age. You know, it was that film American Beauty. And yeah, not American Booty, but American Beauty. Anyway, she was in that film, right? And her dad was called Lester Burnham, played by what's his name again? Kevin Spacey. Yeah? Kevin or Key-Vin. Grant Salvin. You know, Kevin McAllister, Home Alone. Yeah. Kevin. Kevin. Key. See, there are a lot of words. In terms of magic, if you see a word that's got K-I or K-E or K-Y, it can be seen as key. You know, that's why, you know, the Prime Minister of this country is called Keir Starmer. Well, I used to be a skier. Yeah, a skier. When I was a kid, my mum used to take me for skiing lessons. I used to go to a dry ski slope when I was a little kid in a place called Cheddar, which is not far from where I live, in Somerset. Yeah, skier. Sky. Yeah, you know, people sit and they have their Sky remote control, they watch their Sky TV, they watch their Sky News. It's like, no. It's like, you're not in the sky, you're on the ground. See, when people realise who I am, I tell you what, when Sky News, if they ask anything to do with me, I say, look, change your name to Ground, then we'll talk. Because I tell you what, it's evil magic, is what it is. So there's no fucking way. It's like, you know what I mean? So you got Sky News, you got GB News, you got BBC News. So you can then start to think, well, does that mean that BBC is Sky? Is GB Sky? Is GB BBC? Yeah. Because there's an overlap. There's a grey area. This is where the magic takes place. This is where magic power is being transferred. There was a time I didn't know any of this stuff. I do now. It took time. It took time. You know, this is the thing. You know, pick up your cross daily. Pick up your cross daily. Look at this. This is a crucifix made of glass. So does that mean that if you're behind a glass screen, does that mean that you're picking up your cross daily? You know? Is that what's taking place? You know, this is a type of witchcraft. This is, you know what I mean? Everything's magic. Everything's magic. Everything's alchemy. You know, people say, "Oh, who's Archangel Michael?" Well, look, I'm talking into a microphone. Yeah, Mike, all. So when you speak, you know, this is the thing. Words are magic, and people are. You know, it's like when Jesus spoke about the laws of Moses. You know, people don't follow the spirit of the law. They don't follow the spirit of the law. What they do is that they are fulfilling the requirements of the law through witchcraft, through word witchcraft. Yeah, it's like you know, I could explain it in some, you know what I mean? Like, you know, instead of, and this is the thing, like the Christians have been told, you know, pick up your cross daily. Well, look, you know, and what's that supposed to mean? It doesn't mean this. You know, what it means is that, you know, I'm Jesus. I suffered a lot to tell the truth, to save people. Okay, that is not the same as doing this, is it? You understand? That's totally different. Do you get it? It's not the same thing, but in terms of magic, it is. In terms of magic, it is. Because you don't know. This is the thing, right? there's a difference between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. How the physical and the spiritual realm see things, how things are, it's different. Okay? And so you can fulfill a requirement by cheating. Okay? You can fulfill a requirement by cheating the system. It's a type of shortcut. It's a type of cheat code. That's the thing. People cheat the system. That's what it is. That's how you can understand. That's one way of understanding it. That's an analogy. Okay? And we're not talking about, an anal log. You know what I mean? We're not talking about backlogs. Oh, the NHS is suffering. They've got so many backlogs. Oh, look, someone got stabbed in a Southport. Oh, yeah, we need more analogies. We need to analyze and we need to think. Do you get it? Do you get it? Do you get it? No, probably not. Anyway, I'm done explaining. I think I'm done explaining. Yeah, my family, they always used to say I had an arse like a trumpet. Last thing, you have Donald Trump. Okay? Yeah, but does that mean that Trump is a pet? Is he a pet? Like you have dogs, you have cats, you have, oh yeah, my uncle-in-law called Donald Neal. Oh yeah, he's got a cat called Boris. Yeah. Thundercats. I used to watch that when I was a kid. And Samurai Cats. Oh yeah. And Biker Rats from Mars and all that shit. Yeah. The old name for... I found this out yesterday. There was a Celtic god. And he was said to be the creator of lightning. And his name is Gob Anus. It's spelled Gobanus. Gobanus. Or Gobanus. What a weird name, huh? What a weird name. How strange. What a strange world we live in, huh?